Guys, it's Copper Cutlass, and I went out and bought a welder. After years of having a welder on hand that was a loaner for my friends, last year he took it because he had some, after buying a house, he had room. So I've been without a welder for a little bit. So I went out and I bought this Lincoln 140 Easy MiG that welds phenomenally. Did I even say that right? It doesn't matter. I also got a new welding mask, same as my old one, and the KT Industries stuff was on sale, and I got new gloves as well. So this was literally my first test weld. Not too bad after, setting it up. So this is the first test weld. And I decided to, pound the area that moved on the frame in, clean it up, and weld it. And I'll show you guys what it looks like. You can see our crack is gone. It was here. Now this divot here is where there was a frame drain for like water or whatever. I opted to weld all that in. On the inside, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see, but we welded up. Let me try to crawl under here. Yeah, my floor looks great, don't it? Let me get the light out of the way. So you can see that I've welded up the crack in the air. I've welded the crack up towards the top, and I was able to actually lay a really good bead in and weld in the rest of the cracks. Now, I did grind my welds. You guys might be saying, oh, you're not a welder, you're a grinder. Well, we have to plate this and reinforce this. So I'm going to reinforce this vertically, pretty much from the clean area that you're seeing all the way up to here. And then I'm going to plate the outside, and then I'm going to end up, since it's going to be really hard to weld up into this area where I did that one weld, I'm going to end up doing a gusset plate from this part of like the shock tower area down to this other plate, and that should eliminate a lot of that twist. At least I think so, because I'm going to end up triangulating this part into here. So from here to here is going to be like a triangle piece. And it shouldn't get in the way of anything as far as suspension travel goes. At least I hope not. It's not going to be that big. It's going to just kind of go across. Let's see, the control arm is there. Yeah, we're going to have plenty of room. So it's welded up. No more crack. The material was still good enough to weld on. I didn't really burn through a couple of areas. Cleaning up some of this undercoating is kind of hard, so I've spent the last 15 minutes grinding off as much as I could. But as far as for the initial weld, I just kind of cleaned up the main area that I needed. And obviously I took down some of the factory welds already because I'm going to be welding onto the corner of the frame, so I need this piece of steel to lay down as flat as possible as I can across this area. So like I said, I'm going to be welding a plate from here to here, and then there's going to be a plate the same length on the outside, and then there will be a plate triangulating this piece here into this piece that's going to be on top of here. And I think that should take care of that. Should make it rigid enough to be safe, I think. And we'll see how it holds up. And if I want to go full lazy man, maybe I'll just cage this frame and call it good. I mean, the frame clearly took a weld. We didn't burn through any of the areas. I think you can make out one of the welds here where I originally striked an arc, but this is all you can see now. And that's where that frame drain, water drain was at. And really, it took a pretty good weld. This welder's doing a nice job, and we'll see. I got to make templates. I got to start cutting stuff, but I did more than I wanted to today. I wanted to do the prep work, and this is the prep work. We welded up what was broken on the frame. We were able to weld it, not burn through it. And my buddy Mike, who I race with, had this plate, this steel sheet plate, you want to call it, I got for free. He hooked me up. He had it. He said, take it, use whatever you want of it. So saved me some money there after spending some coin on some good welding gear. So we're moving forward here. Now you guys may be wondering, well, you just installed the MSD. Did you take all that out? Well, remember how we mounted it on a plexiglass that is non-conductive? All I did was I did disconnect my positive and negative leads at the bus terminals that I added in there, we should be good. That's all that I needed to do, because that MSD box is technically, in theory, floating in midair to nothing that's conductive. So that kind of works out pretty good. So not too bad. So I will let you guys go. Share, like, subscribe, keep following, because tomorrow I'm going to be making a video. We all know this has been a dramatic experience between wanting to sell the car and now we're just going to fix it and we're going to send it. Everybody just keeps telling me to fucking send it, so we're going to send it. I mean, this is ultimately not super unsafe, but we are going to do a nice repair on this that should last. Now, another thing I didn't mention is that we are going to perimeter weld, as well as I'm going to try to do some russet welds, like spread out, like here, 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 here. And by russet welds, I mean like, you know, plug welds. That will also help keeping this from twisting, because I can just weld a plate on the outside, but the center of the plate is still going to have some flexibility, where if I do some russet welds, it would really reinforce that real good. So, you know, I could have pulled this frame, but it was only like 3 millimeters out of spec, which is like 1/8 of an inch. And by modern standards, that's your high tolerance, if you will, on most modern cars. Whether it be length, width, and height, you don't want to be over 3 mil. So that's pretty forgiving if you ask me, especially on an old car where the tolerances were way worse. So I'll let you guys go. Share, like, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram as Copper Cutlass, and we're going to keep plugging away. Tonight, we got plans, so I got to start cleaning up and get ready for tonight's events that we're going to go out with friends. So see you guys later.